Whether you've been vegan for a long time or you're brand new to veganism and you're doing a plant-based challenge or veganuary, I love showing what I eat in a day, not because I have it all figured out and I think everybody should eat like me. Quite the contrary. I think eating plant-based meals can be tricky sometimes. You can run out of ideas, and I think sharing these videos helps to share meal ideas, get fresh inspiration, and just have some fun. So I hope you enjoy. One of my favorite things in the whole world is a slow start to the morning, especially since not every morning is that way. Sometimes it's very get up and go and, just hit the ground running. But on those mornings where I get to just chill and relax and make some coffee, and when I'm home, I hang out with the dogs, go out on the balcony, enjoy some fresh air. It's so sunny in Florida all year round, which I just love. And yeah, I just really soak that in when I'm home as much as possible. For breakfast on this day, I had meal prepped my vegan frittata, which I'll put the recipe below. I did this in the oven, but you can do it on the stovetop as well, and you can really change up the vegetables that you add based on what you have on hand, what you're in the mood for, what's in season. On this day, I did all green veggies, and I love using the stem of broccoli when I cook. I actually think it's the best part. You know how like with an artichoke, the artichoke heart is the best part? I think the stem is the best part of the broccoli. You just want to make sure that you trim off the kind of tough, woody exterior, and inside it's going to be really tender and almost sweet. So it's my favorite part of the broccoli, so don't let that go to waste. Go ahead and add that to the pan with your onions, add some spices. I will have the full recipe below. And then I like to add a little splash of water just so that the broccoli can steam a little bit. And I finished with some spinach. Such an easy way to get really colorful, vibrant veggies in your diet, either for breakfast or lunch. This is even a great dinner, and it's really nice to meal prep as well. For the actual vegan egg for the frittata, I use some tofu and I add lots of seasonings, and the trick is baking powder. The baking powder plus the protein in the tofu kind of mimics what an egg does when it bakes in the oven when you make a frittata. It gives it lift, it gives it structure, and all the spices add great flavor. So you're getting something very similar to an egg-based frittata, but without the animal products. So once all of my tofu and spices are in the blender, I just blend until it's super smooth and silky and creamy. I'll transfer that to my baking pan, and I usually leave a little bit to put on top. I'll add the veggies and kind of spread it into a thin layer, and then I add the rest of the tofu mixture on top to kind of smooth it out. And this is going to be, you can kind of think of it as like the inside of a quiche, but without the crust. I think the best part is definitely adding a little bit of vegan cheese on top. It just adds so much flavor and a really nice texture as well. And this goes into the oven. If you want to do it on the stovetop, you want to just make sure that you have a pan that has a nice fitting lid. But if you don't, you can definitely put it into the oven. And I like to put a cookie sheet underneath anything that I'm baking to make sure that nothing like drips into the bottom of the oven. I knew I wanted to make kind of a vegan version of an Egg McMuffin, so I used a glass to cut out the right shape so it fit onto an English muffin, but of course I didn't let those little scraps go to waste. I just snacked on those. But using a glass like this was the perfect way to get that nice shape, so I had the perfect breakfast sandwich. And on this morning, I just went ahead and I toasted up some whole wheat English muffins. I sliced 2 of them in half and put them into the air fryer just to warm them up and kind of crisp up the edges. I love when the edges are nice and toasted, but the middle part is still like soft and fluffy. On this day, I added some hummus to the sandwich just because I didn't want it to be dry, but I actually found that I didn't need it, and I think it's actually better without the hummus, so live and learn. I added a little bit of ketchup to the other side of the sandwich, and that was my little vegan version of a plant-based Egg McMuffin. I love the colors, and I love that it's such an easy way to have a comforting and familiar breakfast, but that's actually just so well balanced and just full of stuff that makes me feel really good. Right now I'm gonna hop in the shower, and this portion of the video is brought to you by Harry's because this is the razor that I've been using for a couple of years, and they have an amazing deal where you guys can get not only the 5-blade razor, but the weighted handle, the shaving gel, and also a blade cover to keep it nice and safe when you're not using it for $5. That's their starter set. It's such a great value. I actually recently got a message from a viewer who ordered this after seeing it in one of my videos, and she said, I'll put it right here, but she said that her legs are so soft and she doesn't have to shave as often, and I've had that same experience. I feel like the razors are just so well made, and they have this new two-tone design with these deeper grip rubber handles, so they're really, really sturdy in your hand. The blades are really sharp, so I think having this well-designed handle that has this textured rubber grip and it's just kind of designed to be to nicely fit in your hand. It's weighted, so it really feels sturdy and secure when you're shaving, and you can use these sharp blades in a way that is just really effortless and get a close shave. That's my experience with it. So I wanted to let you guys know about this deal. They're offering my viewers the whole starter set for $5 if you click the link in the description box below. So I am going to exfoliate, I'm gonna shave, moisturize, do my hair, do the whole thing, and head out for the day. Hey guys, I just got to West Palm Beach and I'm about to meet up with my friend. We're going to a place called Planta, and there's a couple different locations. I actually went to the Planta Queen in New York recently in that vlog, which if you haven't seen, I'll link below. This is one of my oldest friends. We've been friends for a really long time and I'm so excited to see her. And I actually, luckily, really get to see her often when I travel. It just works out that way that we tend to be in the same place at the same time. So in my DC vlogs from last year, I went to lunch with a friend. That was this friend, and I feel like wherever we are in the world, we end up kind of crossing paths, and it's always really nice to get to hang out and meet up in different places. So we've been to New York together, we've been to DC together, Maryland, we've been in Florida now together, so I'm really excited to meet up with her and to eat some good food. This restaurant is in an outdoor mall and it's really beautiful. It's got some great shops and really nice kind of seating areas. And on this day, there was actually a little market, like a craft market going on. So there was a lot of activity. It was a really kind of fun part of town just to walk around and explore. I met up with Kate and we went into Planta, which is so beautiful. We actually sat outside because it was such a nice day, but the inside was so pretty. I had to show you guys. This menu is really interesting. They have sushi, but oh, I was showing you my dress from Abercrombie. I love that dress. But this menu is really interesting. They have kind of fusion recipes. So we got bang bang broccoli, we got this eggplant sushi, I got a bao slider, and we got some donuts because it was Kate's birthday recently and we had to celebrate. I just recorded this whole clip and it wasn't actually recording, so I feel awesome right now. I'm headed back home now and I just downloaded a book for the drive, and I've been told my sister is making dinner tonight, so I don't know what she's making. It's a surprise. I'm supposed to let her know when I'm about 30 minutes away. One of the things I'm working on for 2023 is to be grateful, and I know that's so cheesy because it's the kind of thing we all know we're supposed to practice. Like, we all know we're supposed to drink water, we all know that we feel better when we do it, but it's just sometimes hard to do, and sometimes it doesn't feel like it's gonna be enough to really turn your day around. But I tell you, the more I just sit there and play my day start to finish like a movie, I realize how many beautiful moments exist in every day. What did you make for dinner? This looks so good. Green beans, tofu. Ingy, this looks really, really good. So coming home to my family and the dogs and a home-cooked meal like this one was definitely something I was grateful and excited for. That gravy recipe is from my blog, so I'll put that in the description box below. And after dinner, we watched some TV and we had this leftover gingerbread cake that I made for a holiday party. That recipe is also down below. And on this cake, I actually made a vegan cream cheese frosting, which will be in a video in the future, but it was such a good cake. So I went ahead and I had some of that with vegan ice cream. The vegan version of Tonight Dough is so good. Kind of a weird combination with gingerbread cake, but oh, this was so good. I had it pretty much every night that I was home. And a couple of nights later, I was back in LA and my boyfriend and I went to this place called Earth Cafe. There's a bunch of different locations in LA, and the one in Pasadena is so pretty. They've got a lot of really vibrant, colorful salads and smoothie bowls, and they've got some good vegan options. Not a ton, but a few. So we had a nice time, and then we went on a walk, and I just wanted to show you how absolutely stunning this city can be, especially right before the sun goes down. Again, just such a moment to be grateful. There was a moment where we were just talking and I looked up and I saw the Hollywood sign, and I've lived here for so long and yet it's still just something that makes me kind of marvel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some good meal ideas. I hope you enjoyed spending the day with me, and I would love to know if you have any New Year's resolutions or if you came up with a word for the year. I talked about that on Instagram. My word is trust. I would love to know what your word is, so let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys in a video soon.